Emma James of MediaWatch, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
OK, so Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting with the US President Donald Trump, hotly anticipated. Now, some are predicting this could be a bromance in the making.
Yes, I don't quite know why, but there does seem to be a lot of speculation that these two men are going to get on very well. And there is talk, as we had with Justin Trudeau and Barack Obama, and then Justin Trudeau and Emmanuel Macron, of a bromance. The Washington Post was among those talking this morning, saying, budding romance or one-night stand. They say they seem to be kindred spirits, but will the dalliance actually blossom? Why all the romantic analogies? Well, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Perhaps it's to do with the fact that this is the first time that Donald Trump has actually entertained a world leader at the White House. I don't quite know why that needs to be romanticised, but anyway. And it's been much the same picture, both in India and in the United States too. That was the image there of the much touted handshake, because a lot of people were talking about the fact that this handshake could be a real battle royale, if you like. Scroll, which is an Indian website, said that perhaps it could be the only big talking point from this meeting, basically saying that they're not going to decide anything that big. It's basically the two guys getting to know each other a little bit better. And a lot of people wondered just how much Narendra Modi would repeat some of his rather more unusual greetings.
Because I remember he's quite huggy and he's got quite a strong grip, hasn't he?
He has an extremely strong grip, as Prince William of the United Kingdom found out on an official visit to India back in 2016. If we take a look at this image here, you see the state of his hand after that handshake. The finger imprints of Narendra Modi still marked there in white. The blood has all been squeezed out. And a lot of people wondered whether this was going to be a real competition, because we've talked many times, of course, about Donald Trump's desire to dominate.
Handshake,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's sort of a grab and jerk manoeuvre that he tends to favour. There was also talk, too, of would this be reproduced? One of the most famous greetings from Narendra Modi with the then French President François Hollande. And of course, when he met Barack Obama, there was this scene. But as we saw in those images a moment ago, frankly, the initial handshake that we have seen was a little disappointing, seemed very muted, actually, especially from Donald Trump. So perhaps a sign that Donald Trump is prepared to respect his Indian counterpart.
What do you think one of Trump's acolytes has said? Donald, calm the handshakes. You're looking a bit silly.
They might have done, but would he have listened? I don't know.
Probably not. OK, if you like a bit of magic in your life, there's an important anniversary being marked today. A certain someone's turned 20. Who might that be?
Well, it's Harry Potter. Or more to the point, it's the anniversary of the publication of the first Harry Potter book. Back in 1997, only 500 copies were printed, because nobody expected it to be what it turned out to be, the biggest book franchise in the history of publishing. J.K. Rowling, the author, of course, of the Harry Potter series, tweeted today, 20 years ago today, a world that I had lived in alone was suddenly open to others. It's been wonderful, thank you. And a special emoji has been created. If you type in hashtag Harry Potter 20 into one of your tweets, you get the emoji. This gentleman is the one who created it. He says he's psyched. And of course it is the little round glasses that we know from Harry Potter, and of course the lightning strike. And that is everywhere on Twitter today. One of the most interesting articles, and there are many, many out there, was this one in The Independent, which looks at some of the original reviews before it had really taken off and everyone knew about it. And of course the funny ones are the ones that were bad reviews, not so much the good ones. The Observer, I think, is my favourite. Anthony Holden saying these are one-dimensional children's books, Disney cartoons written in words no more. Says it's activity marginally less testing than watching the Australian soap opera Neighbours.
That's Anthony Holden. Yeah.
That is Anthony Holden. He might be a little embarrassed to see that one resurfacing today. And that article's well worth a look to see how people actually appraised it without any sort of prior knowledge. The other thing that is an interesting phenomenon that I've noticed today, very few people actually tweeting images of Harry Potter. Hermione Granger seems to be getting most of the attention. This person saying that the character taught them to be strong, to be intelligent, curious and emotional. And really she's become quite a feminist icon. This Twitter user saying, it's already 20 years since Hermione Granger started babysitting Harry Potter and Ron Weasley, the other main character, of course, because really she does save the day so many times.
Well, she's the clever one, isn't she?
Absolutely. Emma Watson, the actress who portrays Hermione on the big screen, hasn't tweeted anything about this particular anniversary today, but she is still encouraging people to read. Just last week she was in the French capital, actually hiding copies of Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, signed copies, and if you're lucky enough to find one, it will be signed in French, actually, rather impressively. And she's been doing that to sort of ensure that people carry on reading, and she is very very intelligent and very driven in sort of politically speaking, I think it's fair to say. This actress, though, played Padma Patil, one of the smaller parts, but she says...
a Harry Potter love interest at one point?
No, that was somebody else.
Different one.
Oh, it might have been. I'm not quite sure. You might know more than me. Slightly alarming.
Makes a change.
Anyway, she says to Harry Potter's creator, J.K. Rowling, thank you for changing my life. I owe you everything. Other people getting in on the act, or even other dogs, Doug the Pug has been tweeting
Doug the Pug.
himself dressed up as Harry Pugger, and says he is the biggest fan of Harry Potter, which are just delightful images. And this is probably my favourite tweet of the day. A little hint of envy there, perhaps not bitterness, but definitely envy. 20 years of every children's author smiling politely when someone says, you never know, you might be the next J.K. Rowling.
Doug the Pug was great. Absolutely fantastic. Emma James, thank you, as ever, very much indeed. Emma.